Pride Month, we do want to support the LGBTQ community, show our allyship, and amplify the voices who are in the community. So before we get into that, I just want to start with a little about you, about Carley. And so how long have you been singing? How did you discover your love for music? Like, how did you get into it?
Oh, okay. So I'm 21 now, and when I was 16 is when it really became something for me, music. I grew up my whole life playing sports, playing softball, varsity softball. I wanted to, play sports, go to college for sports. That's what I was like super into. And I remember my senior year, no, it was my junior year of high school was when I came out. And it wasn't hard, honestly, because I have this thing where it's just like, I would go to school and I had the cutest boyfriends and everything was so great, la-di-da, and it was awesome, but it just wasn't me. And I remember I got invited to hang out with some friends outside of my school. They were a little bit older than me, like 18, 19, and I was 16. But I had known of them because of Instagram. And one of them was a musician. Her name was Carley Bearden, and she's awesome. And she invited me over, and we just became so close. And I stopped caring, about what I looked like. I stopped caring about, what everyone thought about me at school. And so I remember one day I came back to school and I had been hanging out with all these new people, and I was just like, you know what? Because she's LGBTQ. And I was like, you know what? Pulled all my besties into a room. I was like, I'm gay. And they were like, oh my God, me too. And so literally my whole friend group is gay. And so that helped a lot because it's crazy. It was so weird. It was like we all wanted to say it to each other, but didn't. And so we finally did. And, we were all open about it. And being able to walk the halls with my buddies and just not care was amazing to me. Now, going back to music, that really impacted my music because beforehand, I really wanted to go along this line of like what everyone else was doing, like what I was put in school to do. And, it was softball, and, I was going to go to school for it and all of those things. But then I remember senior year rolled around and I had dropped my song, Let You Down. No, Yet Again. Have you heard Yet Again, Dion?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I've heard them all now.
Okay, so Yet Again. It was so weird how that happened. I was with my friend Avery, and I always knew how to play guitar and piano by ear. It was just like something that I just like did. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know names of chords or keys or anything. And so I remember I had a girlfriend at the time, and she had messed up my life. We don't have to talk about that. But she was a huge impact on my first song, Yet Again, because I had no idea what I was doing. I just went into Avery's room and I was like, hey, I've never done this before, but I have this song. It's called Yet Again. I wrote it on the guitar. I'm going to sing it for you, but I need you to go stand in the other room, and I'm going to go stand in the other room, and we're not going to talk about it afterwards. And so I started singing and playing and everything, and she like bust through the door. And she's like, Carley, what? She was like, what? Where did this come from? Like, you're sporty. You're like, what is this? And I was like, dude, I just wrote a song. Like, I just wrote a song. And so that day we set up my phone and we recorded it and posted a video on Facebook for my family to see. Because I was like, I don't want anyone to see it. Instagram. Like, I had just came out. Now I'm a musician. Like, what's next? Like, I didn't want to post it. And so she got me to post it on Facebook. And I remember like it got so many reviews from like my family and stuff, which was awesome because I was like, okay, love my mom. Like, this is good to hear that it's good. But then I got a direct message, and it was the same night. And they're like, hey, it was a recording company in Dallas. I don't remember their name.
Wow.
And the next day I woke up to a DM, and it was like, hey, I really love your song Yet Again. Please come to my studio and let me record it. Me, I'm like, what is going on? I don't know how to do any of this. I don't know how this works. Like, Avery, will you please come with me to the studio? She's a musician. Like, she was somewhat my mentor. Like, she was getting me into it. And so literally it was in the same week that we had gone to the studio, and we were there for 9 hours, dude. I had never sat through a studio session. I had no idea what it looked like, but I loved it. Like, those 9 hours, I was just bouncing off the walls, like going crazy, like talking to everyone, putting at all the guitars and shit on the wall, like a kid in a candy store almost. And so Yet Again got produced, and it was for free. Everything was for free. And studio sessions are a lot of money and a lot of time. And so it took me years to realize that, you know, when I looked back and I was like, wow, he really did that for me. You know, like, that's what got me started. And so I remember just out of the blue, I had no idea how to drop music. I had no idea how to promote it. I didn't even want to do it, but I knew I loved it after that session. I was like, I don't care who hears this song. Come on. If you don't like it, I'm right here. So I put it through like the distribution and everything, which I had some buddies help me out with. And I think it was one day after a softball game or before practice or something, I just dropped Yet Again out of nowhere. And I paid this kid like $80, dude, for the cover art, because I didn't know what to do. I was like, I went to his house like in Keller, and I was 16, and I was like, hey, I don't know how this works. Here's this. And so I got the cover art and everything. And when I posted Yet Again, like, it was just insane how many people, like, I acted like it didn't happen at school. Like, I was like, but I was walking walls and people were like, holy, what is this? Like, when did you have this, you know, voice? Like, how? And so I just nonchalantly was like, you know, it's just something like I'm picking up. Like, I really enjoy it. It's going to be a good hobby. So further down the road, it's a long story, I know. Further down the road, I literally connected to so many people through my mentor, Avery. And I had met some friends from Bible camp from 3rd grade that I got re-involved with, who were producers, and just like everything was just slowly coming at me. And so I remember one day, after 14 years of playing softball, I remember I walked into my coach's office just out of the blue, and I quit. I was like, I quit. And she was like, everyone was like,
I said, bye.
What? And I was like, I don't know why, but I quit. And I remember she told me, she was like, this is the biggest mistake of your life, which has stuck with me for a really long time, because I was like, I don't know like what my life is without my sport. Like, I don't know who I am without that sport. But people that I was involved with, you know, like my music people that I found really helped me, because I remember I went right to the studio after that day at school, and I was like, you know what? I just want to keep busting out music. I love it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know anything about this, but I love it. And so my song Let You Down, that's the song that like really like showed me that I could do this, because I remember I had Let You Down with my friend Kennedy, and he's actually on the track. He's the other voice on the track. We just freaking threw that together in like 30 minutes, and then he mixed and mastered it in about 20. And he sent me over the file and was like, hey, here's this song. I remember I called up a buddy and I was like, I need you to write Let You Down on your arm, and we're going to stand in front of a white sheet and have a picture taken of just like our neck down. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. That sounds cool. Let's do it. So I put Let You Down, and then it was just like hundreds and thousands of just people, just streams, and just Instagram followers, and just people messaging me like, who are you? You know, like, you're LGBTQ, like, because of your song Let You Down, because of your song Yet Again, like, just these 2 songs I had out, like, people like so impacted by it, and I felt honored. I didn't know what to feel, because I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. That's the thing, but I'm doing something right. And so that's what started it, dude, was just like out of the blue, you know, these people came into my life, and at the right time, apparently, because I don't know what I would have done if they wouldn't have. I would have never sang for anyone. I would have never done anything. And it's just weird how like doors just like open, you know, when you're on your path in life.
You made this acknowledgement for yourself that you were lesbian, right?
Right.
And once you made that acknowledgement, like, what changed for you? what was the thing that, maybe you look back and say, if I had just acknowledged this before, maybe that situation would have been different?
This is like silly, but I remember like before I had anxiety attacks, dude, like getting ready for school in the morning. Like when my mom, she's one of my best friends, but before I had came, I didn't know how to dress girly. Like I didn't know what to match. I didn't know, and it's such a small thing, but like I actually had panic attacks because I'd be like, I'm not as cute as these other girls, or I don't want to dress like this, or I don't want to look like that. Like I just want to wear a t-shirt. Like why is it so, like why do I have to do this? And that was really hard on me because I knew in my head, like I was like, I know there's something different about me, but I just don't know exactly what it is yet. I don't know who I am. I don't know who I want to be or how I want to dress or how I want to act. So I put on, these outfits and went to school and was so uncomfortable all day. And it was just like, I can't wait to get home and put on sweatpants. Like, I'm so tired of this. But like, girls are like, that's a normal thought. But for me, to, literally have panic attacks. I didn't want to go to parties. I didn't want to go to like dinners with my friends because I knew they were all dressing cute and it's like girly. And I was like, I don't know how to do that. I don't want to do that. And so if in that moment, I would have been like, look, I don't like to dress girly and here's why. And I'm just going to dress how I want to dress. Like that would have helped me a lot because I think about it a lot, even though it's such a small thing. Like I still to this day think about it. I'm like, damn, I can't believe like I actually had panic attacks because I just wasn't wearing or wasn't comfortable in my skin. Like I just wasn't me. I remember just being, so quiet and shy and, put back and letting these outside, societal rules, to impact me. Like you have to be petite and you have to be quiet and you have to be proper and you have to be this and that and that and that. But that's not me. Like I'm outspoken. I will speak when I'm not supposed to. I will say things that I think about all night after I say them and I'm like, should I have said that? Probably not. Just being coming out really didn't only take weight off of my shoulders, but it allowed me to just speak up. Like it allowed me to be able to talk. It allowed me to be able to sit with my legs, not crisscross, like at the table. It allowed me to do these things that I did in private. Like the way it was with like one close friend, like I'm just allowed to do that now because that's just who I am and people expect that. Like the societal rules, like really standards is what really got me. Like the way everyone else was is like how I need to be. And if I'm not just like that, then I'm not going to be approachable. I'm not going to be popular. And it was all, I'm not saying like my high school experience was bad. It was actually great, but just being able, I remember that first day I freaking woke up for school. I had came out and I put on some jeans and some Vans and a t-shirt. And I went to school talking all day. I was so happy. I was talking to everyone, anyone, the janitor, the cafe, like was and I don't know, it's like small things like that. That was like, if in that moment, if I would have done what I knew I wanted to do, it would have been so much better. But
Denise talked a little bit about microaggressions, and I think that what you just described there was a microaggressions against yourself, and I think it, you describe it as a small thing, but I think you said it very eloquently how powerful it was for you to make that change as a result of, just that one thing, and the fact that you were having anxiety attacks already is no longer a small thing as a result of that, right? I mean, and I think, that experience is a very relatable experience, not just for you. I've had that same anxiety sometimes, but for different reasons, right? And I think we all kind of go through that, and that's what's so powerful about what you're saying is that it really resonates a lot, and I thank you for that.
Thank you. As if I was like on the phone with him.
You have 2 million likes. on your TikTok page. You have 23,000 Instagram followers, thousands of streams on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. So what's been your motivation for making yourself available to literally a universe of social media to have those difficult conversations?
You know, I wouldn't say it like that. I honestly didn't expect any of it, you know, so to have the base that I have and to have the platforms that I have across different social media platforms, I feel like a lot of people, you know, like I'm going to speak for myself, but I feel like I've seen a lot of people do things that I'm like, I don't want to do that, whereas they have this huge platform and community in small town of people, and it's like they use their platform, I don't know how to say this. Everyone uses their platforms in their own way. I choose to use my platform to not only show that I'm a singer, but to show that I'm an advocate for mental health, for religious things. So I'm a Christian. You know, people are always like, how are you a gay Christian? I'm like, how are you?
Whatever you are.
No, that makes so much sense too. And that's another thing that we always talk about, intersectionality, and people don't expect these multiple identities to overlap, and it makes total sense. I think people would be surprised how many LGBTQ folks follow some type of religion or spirituality.
You can find me on Instagram at my home base at Carley Bearden, Carley. There's an E. Everyone forgets the E because there's so many like ways to spell Carley. Carley Bearden_. That's my Instagram. I always respond to DMs. I always respond to everything literally so quickly. You can ask Dion. I respond so fast. You can find me there. You can find me on my TikTok, which is the same thing as my Instagram. It's just Carley Bearden. I post funny stuff, stupid stuff people don't care about, but I care about. And my Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music, YouTube, everything is under just Carley Bearden. You can find me there. I don't have any upcoming shows coming up because we're planning some stuff behind the scenes that I can't always tell you guys about. But I do have a single dropping, and it is going to be the biggest LGBTQ plus song of the year. I already know it. And
nice.
You guys know ahead of time, I'm a big manifester. So the song is called When I'm Wasted, all caps. It's so fun and funny. It's kind of like when Party Rock Anthem dropped and everyone like went ham to that for a little bit. That's what the song is. And it's dropping July 2nd. I will send you guys the link prior because I want you guys to hear it. It is
that's awesome.
Yes, When I'm Wasted is dropping July 2nd. I think it's going to be the biggest song of my whole entire life. So please come love and support. And my DMs are always open. I'm literally always there. So if anyone needs anything, just hit me up. I might not say the right thing, but I'll say what comes to mind.
I'll say something right. Well, thank you so much. We're really excited. I can't wait to get off the call and call my cousin and say we got exclusives, you know, like kind of rub it in her face a little bit, just a little bit, but it was so nice to talk to you. It was funny, it was fun, it was informative, and most of all, I just feel very inspired after talking to you. So I could tell that you're very passionate both about your music and the LGBTQ community, and to have people in high places or going to high places as we manifest it, right? You know, it's really good to have that kind of platform and those kind of supporters in the community. So thank you so much again and again and again, and we really appreciate it.